The topic of rewarding our team members in any team is always an interesting topic, and typically what we traditionally do is give any high performing or good performance in a team, we give them a certificate or a voucher or movie tickets or even a pin or a stripe or even a medal. All those sorts of things are pretty traditional. They're the sorts of things that we do on the fly, or if anybody displays any excellent performance in a job or a task, or even a form of encouragement. Just wanting us to reflect on the message that's been given there. So these are all extrinsic rewards, and I do wonder if it prompts or causes any change in behaviour in that team member. True enough, we all like to receive some sort of constructive feedback or some sort of acknowledgement that we are doing the right thing, and we really appreciate that sort of feedback. But the notion of giving something to somebody to acknowledge that sort of good task completed, or even a form of encouragement, it also can be rife with difficulty. If nothing else, it could be that other people would be jealous in the team or feel that person didn't really warrant that sort of reward. All these sorts of things come into play when we talk about extrinsic rewards. Now, I'm not talking about remuneration or money or salary or anything like that. That's another whole topic, and that's unrelated to what we're talking about now. What I'm wanting us to think about as team leaders is the notion of intrinsic rewards. What I mean by intrinsic rewards, we can often see in computer games, where people are motivated to move through various levels as acknowledgement of achievement, of completion. Presumably the levels become more and more complex and a bit tougher to execute, and that can be the same within a team. You can reward your team members by acknowledging their movement through the various levels or benchmarks of achievement by rewarding them intrinsically, and normally we do that by acknowledging that the team member is at this sort of level or that sort of level, or is still at that sort of level. So what happens with intrinsic rewards is we work out various criteria of what is expected of a high performer and elite performer in a team, and then work down from that. So the other extreme is when you start joining the team, you become a beginner and only display basic sort of knowledge and skill sets. But over time, as you improve, you should be able to display more and more higher level skills and ability. And that should be acknowledged as you move through the team. So your team should, to implement an intrinsic reward offer, have sets of criteria that are reflected at each level until you reach an extreme elite level in a team, and you're acknowledged as that. What is also implicit in all this is that each level has an appropriate name, has an appropriate label. And these labels should be something that are match what your workplace is about. So I believe if you really want to entrench a changed behaviour and acknowledge what's good behaviour, then we're better to consider intrinsic rewards than the extrinsic rewards that are traditionally deployed. And if you've got any team members that don't want to participate in such a program, then really you would need to ask yourself whether they should be in your team. Because if they're not motivated to move through the levels and tick off those criteria, then you really want to consider whether that person is really suitable for your team.